Agut v'cha boisai. We are holding smack in the middle of a sugya on the Tzadik Zayin Omid Aleph. No need to know what we were learning before or say it over. We'll just al-chazor over. Why not? So this is the shulchan. The Gemara tells us that the shulchan can become tamei. But you got to be careful not to make it tamei. So the Gemara, but how could it become tamei? It's lenachas. It's meant to stand in one place, sort of like this table right over here. It's not meant to be moved, so it's not makabel tumah. So the Gemara tells us no. When Klal Yisrael comes for Alila Regel, the Kohanim will take it out and raise it up. By the way, it's much larger than this, yeah? This is just a model. It's about, what do we say, 2 amas long, so about 4 or 5 feet long. Gets there much larger than this. Amma wide, 2 feet wide. Okay. So, because they lift it up and they show it to everybody, so now it's not a permanent fixture in the Beis HaMikdash, and it can be Makabel Tumah. So Gemara asks, well, wait a minute. It's plated in gold. And gold is mateches. It's metal. And metal is Makabel Tumah. So what do you have to tell me? Because you lift it, even if you don't lift it, even if we don't hold like that, it's still Makabel Tumah because it's gold. That's what we're holding right now. Top of Tzadik Zayin Omid Aleph, 4 lines down. You'll tell me we had this beautiful video of how they make the shulchan made out of batishitim. Maybe they're very important. It's very expensive wood, so the wood doesn't become bottle. If you get like this wood that comes from overseas, China, cheap stuff. I will claim mismos, if it's walnut, like here in the Beis Medrash, chashivi v'lo batli. Maybe you'll tell me, it's such chashiv a wood that even the gold that's plated doesn't, it's not bottle. And the Mela, it's not makabel tumah. Shapir. So that would be okay. But according to Rabbi Yochanan, even expensive wood, like the asishitim, is bottled to the gold, Michael Meimar, so it becomes tamei anyway because it's a metal kli. Says the Gemara, Shani Shulchan, the Rachmona, Karye Yates. Torah calls it wood, Shenemar, Amizbeach, 8, Sholish Amis Gavoya. The Mizbeach, the word Mizbeach is referring to, according to Rashi, is referring to the Shulchan, because it's problematic, this pasuk. In Yecheskel, to understand it, in the Nevuah, Yecheskel sees a Shulchan that's 3 amas. So we know that the Shulchan, our Shulchan, is not 3 amas, so we have to explain that. But the next part fits in. Orkoi Shtayim Amois, that we know our Shulchan is 2 amas long. From here to here is 2 amas. Umikza is loy, and it has angles. It's like a square. Va'arkoi, and its top, the kirois of 8. It's all made out of wood. You see now the pasuk calls it a shulchan. Before it's mizbeach. Okay, so the Torah calls it wood. It's wood. It's not gold. So therefore, it's not bottled to the gold, and it becomes wood. So now you have to understand, how does it become tamei? You have to explain that they raised it, and that's why it could become tamei. As the Gemara, Puzzle with Mizbeach, the Sim B'Shulchan. As the Gemara, Puzzle with Mizbeach, the Sim B'Shulchan. The pasuk. Why does the pasuk say Hamizbeach Eitz, and also it says Veidaber Leizah Shulchan? So says the Gemara, Rabbi Yochanan realized Damer Tarvayu. So why does the Torah start with the Navi? Why does it start with the Mizbeach and go to Shulchan? Damer Tarvayu, they both say Bizman Shebeis Hamikdash Kayom Mizbeach Mechaber Al Adam. When we had the Beis Hamikdash, and that's why we miss the Beis Hamikdash so much. That's one of the main reasons. We want the Beis Hamikdash because we get a kapara. If you sin, immediately you go to Beis Hamikdash, you bring a carbon, and that's it. You're done. Today you have to do tshuva, and you don't know if it's accepted, not accepted. It's a process. We have a virus, and You just go to Beis Hamikdash. Mizbeach mechaper al adam. Va'achshav shei Beis Hamikdash kayom. Shulchan shel adam mechaper alav. So how? What do you do today? Today it's your table that gives you the kapara. How? Says Rashi, by doing achnasas archim. Mamash, I was thinking about Reb Shaila. This is okay. Yours is coming up. Achnasas archim mechaper. That's how it's mechaper. The Marsha says by saying divrei Torah at the table. Okay, that's how you get a kapara. Arba snifim shel zav hayusham. Those are the snifim, those 4 walls they put up there. According to one sheet, it was that wide. 4 walls, 2 for each row of breads. Minan emili. Omar Rav Katino Omar Krova Sisa Karoisav V'Chapoisav U'Ksoisav U'Menakiyoisav. All these interesting words. What does it mean? Karoisav Elu Tfusim. These are the molds. Thank you. The molds that we make the breads in. Kapoisav Elu Bezichim. Those are the spoons. I could even show you we have it here anyway, probably. No, that's next stuff. Okay, the Bezichim are the 2 spoons full of levina that are on the shulchan. Ksoisav Elu Snifin. Oh, so now I see over here in the pasuk that there should be snifin. Should be walls on the side. Here, these guys right over here. These guys, snifim. Yes. How do you know snifim? Because it says ksoisav. Umenakiyoisav. What do you do with that? Elu kanim. These are the rods. Asher yusach bohen shemisachin bohen es halechem. Here, these rods, they're like schach. If I put a bread in here, so it's like the people use this as schach. They use reeds. Kanim, bamboo, right? Back when I was a kid, everybody used to use it before they came out with those mats. So it's exactly kindness. The kindness is made out of this. This is actually better than reeds. This is like the kindness, because kindness is half. They cut in half. We learned you cannot remove those rods that hold up the breads on Shabbos. You can't remove them, you can't put them on. If you're telling me means these rods, it says in the Torah. And when do you replace the bread? On Shabbos. So do it on Shabbos. Put it on Shabbos. Why can't you do it? Because it looks like building and binyan vestir. It looks like it. It's like a derabanan. No, I made a little mistake, he says. Kiva, we just learned yesterday, Rabbi Kiva says a rule. If you could perform this avodah like bris milah, anything the male could do before Shabbos, he must do before Shabbos. So now Rabbi goes into time of the crow. He explains the reason behind the rods, which is interesting. Why did the Torah say to put rods? Who needs rods? You don't want the bread to get moldy. Don't worry about it. If you're going to do it on Motzi Shabbos, wait until Motzi Shabbos. It's a few hours that the bread is on Shabbos. It's not going to be the end of the world. You can remove them before Shabbos, put them on after Shabbos. Everything is good. Just like in this picture right over here, you see on the bottom, the rods are under the table, lengthwise of the table, not widthwise. Umotzei Shabbos nichnas magbia roisha shel chala machnis kona tachtel. Basically, you take the challah and you lift it up, as so, a little bit. No, Gary, I don't see it. What's going on? Oh. Lift up the challah, not like this. Like this. Insert a rod. The rod doesn't come out. Insert a rod, put it down. Go like this, and repeat. And like this, you have the rods in Motzei Shabbos.
You have to lift it up only one side because that's becoming.
Oh, you explain why you lift it up. It should be tummy. Okay, very good. But you're not like pushing it in through the challah. You're lifting it up nicely. Rod fits in. Put the 2 rods down. Put the bread down. Lift it up the other side. Tamid. Put the 3rd rod in. into the indentation, whatever it is. He does it again, repeat. Each challah requires 3 rods. And here we go. This answers all questions. That's why Weisberger was medayik very stark when he made this. He went through all the halachas, and Weisberg. 2 on top, not 3. Why? Because that's it. It's the final bread. There's nothing else on top of it. It doesn't have to hold up 2 breads, so it's fine. 2 is enough per bread. The other ones are carrying a lot of weight from all these breads. We said that these breads are at least 10 pounds of flour, plus all the water. Each bread is at least 15 pounds. It doesn't have that much weight. As you see right over here, the bottom one just gets inserted like this, not on any rod at all. Why? The bottom is cold, and it gives it enough. It doesn't get moldy, so it doesn't need the rods. Not awesome. All right, Rabbi, I new sugya. This is going to be geschmack here. I need everybody to pay attention. No schmoozing, because we need mathematicians here. Panovich math. There are 3 ways to count an amma: 5 tfachim, 6 tfachim. 5 is the least, 6 is the middle, and then you have 6 and a finger. Right? We'll see exactly. Half a finger. So beininis is the middle one. So that's 6 tfachim. Anything in the Beis Hamikdash that has to do with building the Mizbeach, that has to do with building the Shulchan, the Menorah, it's all 6 tfachim. Chutz mimizbeach hazav v'hakeren. The keren. Now we're going to switch over to this Mizbeach. This is Mizbeach HaChitzon, also known as the Mizbeach HaOila, Mizbeach HaNechoshes. This had little horns on top. This is also made to scale. I'm pretty sure this is made to scale. This has a keren. This keren is 1 amma by 1 amma, but the 5 tfachim amma. So in other words, this is 5 tfachim by 5 tfachim, not the 6. V'hasoivev v'hayisoid. We have a good video for that. Even though I'm holding it in my hand, I might as well show you this beautiful video. This is again from our artist that does only Beis Hamikdash stuff full time. So that green thing is the yisoid. The soivev is, you can see a little ramp on the right side. It goes up to the soivev. Like what I'm holding in my hand, the blue area. It's like a sidewalk. It's a walkway where the kohen can walk on the blue thing around there, and that's where he does his avodah. I'll show you this little video soon of how they do. The blood of the oila sa'if goes up here, and also the chatas, regular chatas, goes up here, and he must stand on this blue walkway called the soivev. Okay. The soivev and the yisoid, they're both 5 tfachim. Now, there are 2 parts of a stair. There's the rise, and there's the run. The tread is, that's another way to call it. There's the rise and the run. So when the Gemara says that it's a 5 tfachim, what is the Gemara referring to? The height or the width? The height of the stair? The rise or the run? What? You say run? Who says run? Why do you say run? Maybe both. Okay, so anyways, let's see. Anyway, Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Rabbi Yehuda argues, Amas binyan shisha tfachim. No. Anything that you build, like the Mizbeach, is a 6 tfachim amo. Vishal kalim, but anytime that has to do with a kli, like the Menorah, the Shulchan, a kli, that's chamisha. Consistently. Remember, and the Gemara is even going to bring this as a we learned that the Shulchan is 2 amas long. How many tfachim is that? Well, if you hold that an amma is 5 tfachim, so it's 10 tfachim long. If an amma is 6 tfachim, so it's 12 tfachim long. That was the machlokes we had. Is it 10 tfachim or 12 tfachim? Is it 5 tfachim wide or 6 tfachim wide? So says Rabbi Yochanan, this is in the pasuk. The outside, this Mizbeach right over here, the Mizbeach HaChitzoin, Amo, V'toifach. In other words, it's an Amo V'toifach, another Tefach, it's a 6, Amo of 6 Tfachim. That's Tzadik Zayin on his base. V'cheika Amo, but, the pasuk is but, it's hard psukim. V'cheika Amo, you want to know the things that are 5 Tfachim per Amo. V'Amo Roichav, Ugvulo El Sfasa, Soviv, Zeres, Ha'echad, V'zeh Gav HaMizbeach. The Gemara is going to explain every word here. Cheika Amo Ze Yisoid. Okay? So, going back to this picture, that green little guy on the left corner, the Yisoid, the base of the Mizbeach, on this Mizbeach right over here, the red guy that goes almost, it doesn't go around the whole Mizbeach, but there's a base. Okay? The red guy. And now looking at this picture over here, you could see the walkway above, there's a red line. See that red line right over there? Right above the red line there's a walkway. In this Mizbeach, it's the blue walkway over here. That's Amaroichav. Ugvula al svasa saviv zeres ha'echad. Elu kronos. So we're going to see later. Zeres is from here to here. This is a half amma. So I could call an amma a half amma. Why? Yoel, iman shema, Yoel. Bemet fitzfasta. Let me show you this. Let me see if I can find it even. Huh. Wow. I know it's in here. Oh yeah, here it is. If you start from the center, so it's a half am in every direction. It's an interesting way. Listen, I think Yecheskel is designed to throw us off, not for regular people. For those who know. Those who are supposed to understand. Instead of saying amma by amma, it's a half amma if you start from the center. Okay? Zegav Hamizbeach. Oh, we have 10 minutes to end this year, and this is not a big deal because it's a very Zegav Hamizbeach. What does it mean when the pasuk says Zegav Hamizbeach? Ze Mizbach Hazov. Mizbach Hazov. All these things that we just mentioned, they're all 5 tfachim. The Yisoid, the Soivev, the Kronos, the horns on the Mizbeach. The Mizbeach Hazov. This golden guy. He's trying to find him with this video. This guy, it's 5 tfachim. Oh, there went my. Okay. Like Rabbi Willig said, they don't make him like these. Okay. Rabbi Meir Sovar. Zehu ba'amo bas chamisha. So what's Zehu? This Mizbeach Hazov. This guy is 5, but that's it. Zehu. This. But if you're talking about a menorah, you're talking about anything else, you're talking about the shulchan. 6. Rabbi Yehuda saw about kozeh, not zehu, but kozeh, like this. Kozeh you kolamis kelim. Look at this guy. This is 1 amma of 6, of 5. All the kelim in the Beis Hamikdash are 5. So machlokes, is it dafke the Mizbeach Hazav is 5, but everything else is 6? Or Rabbi says no. I have a general rule. All kelim in the Beis Hamikdash are 5. Everything else, when you want to build a wall, when the Torah tells us the chazorah should be like this and like that, then you use the 6. But everything else, all the kelim, the small things that move, the movable objects, they're all 5. I'm a 5. All right, Rabbi, so we got to do some cool stuff together, but everybody has to participate. Mama's like a niggin. How much is 5 times 6? Or 6 times 5? 30. How much is 6 times 4? 4 times 6? 24. So that math is easy. That's it. That's the hardest part so far. That's it. So what's going to happen over here is this Mizbeach from top to bottom, from the point, the highest point of the Mizbeach, top of the Keren, to the bottom is 10 amas. So now the Gemara is going to say, no, we divide the Mizbeach into 2 parts. There's a 6 amma part, and how much is left now? Only 3 people answered though. The total amount is 10. We're not doing any hard math here, Rabbi Yisai. No division and nothing. Just simple plus. 4 plus 2, 1 plus 5. From top to bottom is 10 amas. From the Soivev, from the walkway to the bottom is 6. So how much do we have left? 4. Now we're going to do different types of math here. Different types of amma. From the bottom to over here, we're going to do amas that are 5 tfachim. So it's 6 amma times 5 tfachim. Is how much? 30. But from the soivev to the top, we're going to do an amma which is 6. And there's 4 amas over here. So 4 times 6 is 24. How many tfachim do I have total? 54. Now, Aryeh, Simon, you're not allowed to answer the question. I'm going to ask you a question. The Israelis got it. I couldn't believe it. The whole place answered in a second. I don't know why. 54 divided by 2 is how much? 27. Wow, not bad. That's a tough one. 54 divided by 27. This red line, Rabbi Yisai, is halfway on the Mizbeach. So in other words, it's 27 tfachim from the bottom and 27 tfachim from the top. Yeah? You with me? You're looking at me like you went to Panovich for math. Right, very good, very good. Don't jump yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting the Doc. I'm getting there. So again, from the top corner to the red line is how many tfachim? 27. No. From the top corner to the red line is how much? It's halfway. 54 divided by 2 is 27. You with me still, Yossi? You with me? Top to the red is 27. Top to the walkway is how much? Top to the walkway. The walkway is, again, from the walkway to the top is 4 amas, and each amma is 6 tfachim. 6 times 4 is how much? 24. So from the top to the walkway is 24. From the top to the red line is how much? 27. Does anybody know math there? If you take 27, you take off 24 from it, how many do you have remaining? 3. No way. You guys are good. You guys are unbelievable. They're giving themselves, they're so excited. 24 minus 20. You're not allowed to answer any of these questions. Yeah. So, I have a question for you. If I'm standing on this blue line, I'm a kohen, I'm standing on the walkway, and I have blood of a chatos in my hand, it has to go above a red line. How many tfachim could I bend over and put the blood? 3. And if I did 6, if I bend over and I did 6, I'll be past the red line. That's a big problem. It says in the Gemara that he's allowed to bend down 6 tfachim. So Mamela, something's off with our math. Because we did something not so geschmack. We said that from here to here, we're going to do amas that are 5 tfachim. From here to here, we're going to do amas that are 6. That messes us up. That means that he's standing at the wrong place. Let's see inside. I'm telling you, it's easy stuff. Here, you want to see all this. We did it. You don't even need it, but here. Check this out. Very, very simple. The purple arrow, you can't see? Now you can see? The purple arrow is 6 amas, and each amma is only 5 tfachim, and then we're going to change each amma is 6, because there's 2 types of amas. There's a 6 and there's a 5er. So if the 6 times 5 is 30. See how it says 30? And then the top part, with the blue arrow, it's 4 amas times 6 tfachim, and that equals 24. So 30 plus 24 equals 54 in the top. From top to bottom is 54. Halfway is 27. That means from the 27 line till the walkway is 3 tfachim. And that's a problem. Let's keep it over there for a second. So let's see it like this. From the bottom till the walkway, we're going to use an amma of 5. And the rest, you have to stick in here. And the rest is going to be amma of 6. My cheko amma, v'amma roichav. What does it mean? Hachiko amma. Mecheko amma v'ad amma roichav v'amma v'ad chamisha. Cheko amma is referring to the yisoid. All the way in the bottom. Bottom. So mecheko amma v'ad amma roichav. To the width, to the walkway. Roichav is a wide place to stand on. The walkway, ba'ama v'ad chamishim. From the bottom, I'm going to read it in the pasuk. From the bottom to the roichav, I'm going to use a 5 amma. That's a total of 30 tfachim. 6 ammas times 5 is 30. We're doing chazarah now, because we did this both times. The total height of the Mizbeach is how much? Esser Amas. Shiz b'nei chamsha chamsha. The 6 Amas on the bottom are only 5 Tvachim each Amma. That's total 30. V'arba, v'arbai, and the 4 Amas on the top of the Mizbeach, b'nei shita shita. Those are a different type of Amma, of 6 Tvachim each. 4 times 6 equals 24. Mizbeach Kamahavi, Chamshin v'arba. So 24 plus 30 equals 54. Palgim Mizbeach Kami, I couldn't believe it. Everybody knew this, because I would have to do a whole thing. Mizbeach Kamahavi, Chamshin v'arba. Palgim Mizbeach Kamahavi, Esher v'shiva. Half of it is 27. So from the top part of the Mizbeach until the walkway is how much Esher v'arba? 24, we already said. So from 24 to 27, how much is that? The halfway point of the Mizbeach plus it's 3. But that's the problem. So let me show you the video real quickly. We're running out of time, but who cares? Let those Israelis wait outside for an hour. So this guy is making a oilas oif. Unbelievable stuff. He takes that bird, smears that blood on the corner, takes the head. If you were with us in Zvachim, you know what's going on there. Takes the head, puts in a bunch of salt, puts it on the Mizbeach, and returns. Repeat. Okay, but the Shreki, you're not going to forget this in your entire life. You can know how to do it. He goes back, takes the rest of the bird, throws it onto the flame. Okay, great. Now, this is a red line, Rabbi say, middle of the Mizbeach, just like this, that differentiates and separates the blood that's supposed to go on the bottom. All korbanos, the blood goes on the bottom. Besides 2 that go above the red line, which is the chatas and the oilas ha'oif. So you can't mix it up. If you do it below, what's the halacha? Pasul. Oh. I showed him the video. He goes up the ramp. He goes to the corner, the southern corner of Mizrachis, east, south, southeast, south, east. Umaylik is Roisha, Mimularpa, Umabdil Umayt says, Dama, Kerem is Beach, and he does everything he saw in the video, Vimasala Matim Raglov. And if he bends over below his feet, he's on the walkway, Afilu Amma Achas Kshera, even 1 Amma, call it an Amma 5, call it an Amma 6. The problem is, he only has 3 tfachim to go below his feet, and you're telling me he's allowed to go below his feet 6 tfachim. It's a problem. So how are we going to fix the problem? So now says the Gemara, what the Torah is telling us that it's 5, it's not referring to the rise, to the height, it's referring to the run. The step, the part that you step on, that part is 5 tvachim. So when I'm telling you, and I'll explain everything, not that this Yisod, this red part, is 5 tvachim tall, it's actually 6 tvachim tall. So what's 5 tvachim? The Torah says it's 5. The pasuk in Yecheskel says it's 5. No, the part that you could stand on, this part is 5. The soivev is an amma wide. No, it's not a full amma of 6 tvachim. It's only 5 tvachim wide. It's the knisa. The stuff that you stand on. And Memela what? Now everything works out gewaldig. Why? Check it out. Rabbi, so we can do the math now. This is easier than before. If you have, be quiet you. The Mizbeach is how tall? 10 amas. Each amma is going to be 6. From top to bottom, 6. 6 times 10, Rabbi said, do you know this one? 60. Half of 60 is how much? 30. Where's the walkway at? What point from the top to the walkway is how many tfachim? 4 amas times 6 tfachim is how much? He's standing on 24. From the 24 point to the halfway point, which is 30, 24 to 30 is how many tfachim? 6. That's why it says if he stands on the walkway, he can bend over up to 6 tfachim. That works out great. But the pasuk says that there's a 5 tfachim, something's 5 tfachim. We just made everything 6 tfachim. Okay, so the height, everything is 6 tvachim. That's gewaldig. Now we're going to have to make our mizbeach narrower. We're going to have to make it this way because the pasuk says some of it is at 5 tvachim. We're measuring 5 tvachim here. How? Elo cheik la'amal kniso. Amaroich of kniso. The yisoid is only 5 tvachim. The walkway is only 5 tvachim wide. Imagine you're a kohen walking on a narrow walkway. Up until now, I thought you had 6 tvachim. Now it turns out he only has 5 tvachim to walk. He has to be super careful. Gvula svasa saviv. In other words, the kronos, the corners on top, knisa, there, the top is 5. Mizbeach kana havele shitin. So now the Gemara just says exactly what we just did. Balpeh. The total height of the Mizbeach is 10 amas times 6 tvachim is shitin 60. Palga Mizbeach, how much is half of 60? Kamahavit lost is 30. Mikrona is about soiv kamahavit. So from the top part, which is 4 amas to the walkway, 4 times 6 is how much? Mikrona is 24. Kama botzel the Palga Mizbeach. So from 24 to get to 30 is how much? Mizbeach shisha. Utnan, and that's what it says. If you do that, but underneath your feet, it's givaldik. So you tell me you're talking about the run that you step on, the tread that you step on. That's only 5 tvachim. That's the Gemara. But nan mizbecha is 32. Allah ma b'konasamos zeu yisoid. Nimta shloishim. The bottom one, 32 tvachim. 32 amas. Correct. 32 amas. Then comes another stage, which you see over here. The wood, that brown stuff. So how much is that? That's 30. 30. Why? Because if you take off an amma from here, so you just took off 2 amas. So instead of it being 32 by 32, the inside is 30 by 30. All we need to understand is this, and the Gemara is going to do this 4 times. But if this part from the top to the red is not a full amma, it's not 6, it's only 5, because it's a tread, you could stand on it. This is the base. How many tefachim is it from here to the red? 5. So how big is this red square? It's not 30. It's 30 plus 1 tefach on this side, 30 plus 1 tefach on this side, because I didn't take off the full 6 tefachim. If I take off 6 tefachim, then this is 30 by 30. But you're just trying to tell me that we're not taking off tefachim from the height, we're taking tefachim off from the width. This is the width. I'm showing you, it's supposed to be like this, right? The base. This is the base of the Mizbeach that we just saw them pouring the cement is 32 by 32. The white thing that they took off the form is 32 by 32. The next thing that they're going to pour now, cement, is going to be 30 by 30. But that's not accurate because the base is not a full 6 tefachim around and around. It's only 5 tefachim. So if it's only 5 tefachim, you have to add 2 tefachim. So now this red thing just became 30.2 tefachim. This square is 32 by 32. If I take off 1 amma from the top and 1 amma from the bottom, how big will if I make a square inside and I just make it 1 amma smaller on each side? 30. Very good. And what if I don't take off a full amma? I take off a little less than a full amma.
Then it could be 31.
Exactly. And that's the Gemara's question. I didn't take off a full amma now because now I'm playing games with the numbers. I'm saying an amma is not 6 tefachim. An amma is only 5. So if an amma is only 5, then no, this bottom was made with a 6 amma thing. It's 32. Perfect. It's only the step. This part that I walk on, this yesod, is only 5 tefachim. So then I didn't make a square that's 30 by 30. I made a square that's more than 30 by 30 because if I take off a full amma, then this square will be 30 by 30. I'm not taking a full amma. I'm taking off a little less than a full amma. I'm only taking 5 tefachim instead of 6 tefachim. So now this square could be 31. We're going to call it 30.2. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, great. So now we move on. So your number is not accurate. Don't tell me that the middle square is 30 when in fact it's 30.2 or 31. Call it whatever you want. But it's larger than 30. Why? Because you didn't take off a full arm on all sides. V'otnan. This square, 32 by 32. Ola amma. They went up a step. B'konas amma, and they went in. There's a rise and then a run. The run, zo yisod. That's what we call the base. The red part on this thing. The red part. Now the problem is, You're trying to tell me now that Yisoid is only 5 tefachim wide. Nimsa shloishim ha-shloishim. So that's why this new square that we're going to create is going to be 30 by 30 because you took off a amma on each side of the blue. But the problem is, shloishim u'shnei tefachim havi. You didn't take off a full amma on each side. You took off an amma minus a tefach on each side. So now you have to add 2 tefachim to the 30. It's 30.2. V'su Allah chamesh v'kanas amos. So now we're going to do the same thing all over again. Now he goes up 5 amos to get to the walkway. And now he's going to go in, v'kanas, he's going to do a run, amma. But not a real amma. Only 5 tefachim. So it's only 5 tefachim. The next square is not accurate either. You're telling me the next square is 28. Hold on, I want to see if Benny understands this. You're telling me this green square is a 28er. How much is it really? Well, you didn't take off a full amma. You only took off minus a tefach of amma. Only 5. So now, this, before you were missing 2 tefachim, now you're missing a total of another 2 tefachim for this square, and it's a total of 4 tefachim you're missing. This part is 2 tefachim missing. The red part is 2 tefachim. So the Gemara says, it says you're missing 4 tefachim. You're not counting. You know what? 4 is not a big deal. We're not going to discuss 4s. So you'll say, I don't care about the 4 tefachim. I rounded it out. I called it 28, but it's really 28.4. But there's another box on top. That's where these horns are, the kronos. How much is that? That we know is 26. But it's not 26 because the Karen itself is not really 6 tefachim. It's only 5 tefachim. Ask the Gemara, but now that we have 6 tefachim missing, 2 from the bottom, 2 from the middle, 2 from the top, that's a total of 6 tefachim. 6 tefachim equals to 1 full amma. So now why are you calling it 26? It should be called 27 ammas on top. Loy duck. Maybe I'll be doichik and I'll say loy duck. Yeah, well, he wasn't so careful with his numbers. But wait a minute, there's another box on top. And that's the 26 box. The 24 box. The inside box, the tiny little box right over here, is a small box. In other words, once you get rid of where the Kohanim walk, once you get rid of the kronos, where the Kohanim walk, the center where the fire is a 24 by 24. And according to that, you can't say like dog. I said this. I meant that. There's no such thing. And this says it comes out according to your cheshbon. It's 25 because you missed tefachim all over the place. And when you add on all the tefachim, you have to add another amma. It's 25, not 26. It's not 24. And you say, oh, you know what? He meant 25, but he said 24. No, that you can't do. Since it's a mefurish pasuk that the center is 24, you can't be doing like that. It's 24. It says mefurish. Maybe it says it's only 12 by 12. No, that's the picture I showed you. Thank you. It's this guy right over here that you start from the center, like over here, but we're talking about the middle. The Torah calls this square, which is 24, it calls it 12, because when you start from the middle of the 24, it's 12 to each side. Okay, so we'll stop over here. Aboisai, have a wonderful week. A good Tavach, Yishkoyach for coming. A good Tavach.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a Shiur today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.